Hey, hello, welcome to the Niche Lifestyle Show. Hope you're all right. Let's bring on Mark and Adam.
Hello.
There they
Hello.
are. Um, how are you two? I know that Adam, you're in a different country. How's that going?
Good. Yeah, I'm in Spain now. Be here for the next 7-ish weeks. Yeah, it's going good. The weather is boiling. Enjoying going to the beach after work every day. We were just saying, will I get bored of it in 7 weeks? I don't know. You say
We'll see.
yes. Mark says maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. How's the sea? Have you been in the sea? Because the sea here is the Mediterranean seems to have gone really cold, like ice cold. I don't know why.
Yeah, so where we are, there's like a little cove. It's almost like a
Ah,
man-made cove, and you go in there and it's boiling. But as soon as you start to go out to where it meets the actual sea, it is quite cold.
yeah. It is. We're right near the Strait of Gibraltar, so I guess it's that cold Atlantic water coming in.
Yeah.
And Mark, what are you up to?
Yeah, good. Thanks. It was my middle child's 6th birthday yesterday, so we had fun. She had fun hitting. I forgot. It's a Spanish word. What's the things that you hit?
Pinata.
Pinata. Yeah, hitting a pinata, and we went for afternoon tea, and she dressed up like somebody who goes for afternoon tea, and it was really nice. We had a really good day. So that was my
Thank
day
you,
yesterday.
Marcus. I'll just adjust myself. I'm a bit quiet. Let me just see what we can do with that. No Doug today, I'm afraid.
Douglas. 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 Douglas.
We're Douglas, yeah.
Where is
Is
Doug?
that
Is
better?
he again?
He's at some conference, Fin something, was it? Fin
FinCon.
show? FinCon? I don't know. I don't know. He's somewhere.
How are you
Somewhere
though,
about.
Alex?
I'm all right. I'm all right. Yep. What have I got to report? Not a lot, really. I put my updates on the sites. Just published that on YouTube just a few minutes ago. In fact, one site is still growing really well. The popcorn site. Other sites not doing anything. I have fixed the web core vitals, but it hasn't seemed to have fixed the traffic. Got 51 articles published on Popcorn site though last month, so I'm pretty impressed with that.
Good work.
And yeah, not much else really. I mean, we're going to be talking about stress on this particular episode, of course. But I get quite a few. I've been having quite a few messages from viewers and that just where their site has been hit by Google updates, and they're feeling really down and like should they even carry on with niche websites and stuff. So I don't know. It's been a bit of a rough time for a lot of people, I think, over the last few weeks in this particular game. What are your thoughts? What would you say to someone who said, "Oh, my site's lost a load of traffic. Shall I throw the towel in? Maybe I should go and get a job or do drop shipping or something." What would you say?
I think this year is in particular has been hard for most people in this game, right? Because there's been so many updates this year. There's been way more than normal, I think. This
Yeah,
year and last specifically. Like only going back a couple of years ago, you'd expect a core update every 6 months, once a year, every 6 months maybe. No, they're every this year it seems every 4 months, isn't it? Something like that, 3 4 months, like 3 or 4 a year, which is way more. Um,
Well, there's been these core updates, and then there's been these other ones in between, which is like the product review update and then the helpful content update. So yeah, it feels even more, I think, and it feels like some of the stuff has been more angled towards niche sites. So like the product review update, that kind of thing, and this helpful content update, which hasn't seemed to have affected too many people right now. But I think like there's always going to be a case of like, you're going to have sites that get hit, and that's just the fact of life. But I always see it as an opportunity. Like it's a good thing, right? I always think of it as like, I don't think it was Google was bad in trying to improve the search results. They're trying to do it for a reason. Maybe you get caught up in that, but ultimately it's a good thing. And I think the more they do refine their algorithm, the harder the more opportunity there is, because maybe you're going to have to do those things differently, work a little bit harder that other people won't do. And if you're prepared
Yeah.
to kind of stick it out and do it, then you're going to be one of the winners. And I always think it's actually an opportunity. It's hard to say that when you're someone who's got one site and it's lost 80% of its traffic or something. That's always going to be hard. But I think it's a case of changing and evolving. It's still a fantastic return on investment, even when you take into account the sites that get hit, like along the way, because the return is so good for the ones that work out really well. Taking a hit on a few along the way is still a good return.
Yeah.
I also think it's also to do with your mindset as well of how you treat the blog. So, are you treating it as a business, or are you treating it as it's like a hobby or a bit of fun? Almost every business, if you're going to start a new business, there's going to be setbacks in every business you start. It's definitely not all plain sailing. I know the three of us have run businesses, and it's never all plain sailing. You have setbacks, and you've got to just carry on and work through them. Whereas, I can't tell you how many times I've started and stopped going to the gym because I treat it as a hobby. If I treat it as a business, like I wanted to start an Instagram influencer page, or to be a fitness model, I'd have to go to the gym every day to try, but I don't because I treat it as a hobby, right? And I just give up at the first sign of struggle. I think, I'm a bit hungry today and I don't fancy eating healthy. I'm just going to eat a Chinese. Like, I just give up. So it depends on the mindset you come at it from as well, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Let's have a look at what people have been saying. Jasper's been hit very hard again, lost 60% so far with a continuing downward trend.
Is that the latest update? Is that the helpful content update?
I guess so. Although,
Yes.
I mean, a lot of us got hit before that, didn't we? I mean, we got hit by that other update, which was, I don't know, a month or so ago. Mark says, I wonder if anyone has ever done research on how core updates affect SEO people. Don't know who an SEO person is. I guess that's all of us. It really seems to impact some of us a lot. I wonder if Google realizes what the impact of it is. I'm sure they are, but I guess they see it as a balance because the search results are always going to have about 10 people on there. So some people are going to win, some people are going to lose, aren't they?
Yeah. I mean, potentially it ruins some people's businesses at times, right? Like, well, even especially in the content space that we know, but everywhere, if you get Google's so powerful, like in that respect, is if that's your sole source of traffic. But in terms of like going like how does it affect SEOs? I think over time you just learn to ride it out. Like you learn to take that there's ups and there's downs. If you've kind of been there over time, over the years, you learn to take that there's ups and there's downs with SEO. It's not gonna go smoothly all the time. But do the right things often enough, you're probably going to be okay. But sure, it affects people. But I think that as time goes on, you become more experienced, the less it affects you because you've seen it before.
Yeah. I mean, there's a statistic, isn't there, that 9 out of 10 businesses or startup businesses fail. And I guess it's a similar kind of figure when it comes to starting websites. And I've always been of the kind of approach to start multiple websites, which was completely different. I remember we did a collaboration video. I think you guys were on it, were you? I know that Doug was. I can't remember who we did it for now. And basically the question was, do you focus on one website or do you start multiple websites? And I said, do multiple websites because you're spreading your risk, because some are going to fail. And, if you do focus on one website, that's great. But if that's the one that gets hit, it can be such a big hit, especially emotionally and mentally. It could put you off doing this for good. Carl's here, feeling a bit stressed. So I thought I'd hang out with Mark and the gang.
Wait, as long as Mark isn't in his cheery mood from last week, where everything.
Oh yeah, I think that's what he's saying. Actually, thinking about it, I forgot about that. I think he was being sarcastic. Yeah.
How many hours have passed since the last week's episode, Mark? How many chips have we placed down? I don't know.
Oh God, yeah, I can work that out for you if you like. That's quite easy to work out, actually. 24 hours in a day, 24 times 7, yeah. That's how many chips you lost since the last episode.
AI content hacker, how are you doing? How's your website doing with your AI content? Now, I've seen a lot of people on Twitter with AI-only sites that have not been negatively affected by the recent updates. In fact, they seem to be growing, so I'm quite sure what's going on there.
Talking about the chips thing, actually, I just recently bought a what's it? God, I can't speak today.
It's a sound timer, an egg timer, sound timer.
Yeah, what's it? It's called something else though.
Hourglass.
Hourglass. That's it. Yeah, bought an hourglass, and because it's to do with the chips thing as well. Though, so it's about it's a way to represent time. It's like making the most of every minute. So instead of like slipping away, so this takes an hour to go through, right? So I just stick it there, like with the time going away, and it kind of reminds me that to make the most of every moment, every chip.
You're going to push Carl over the edge, mate. Stop.
I know some people might think it's depressing to seeing their life drip away, but I think yeah, it's good for me. This is the thing that oh my god, I might as well just go. I can't even remember anything or speak. But like, you know, the book that we were talking about, I read. Yeah, Stephen Bartlett. That's what he talks about. He's got like an hourglass where he reminds him to make use of the time wisely.
Very wise, very wise. So let's talk about stress and ways to manage stress. Now, I guess stress is an inevitable part of life and business and just everything in general, really. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. Stress can be a great motivator. But I'll start with you, Adam. What are your thoughts on stress and ways to manage it? What kind of stresses do you have in your life at the moment?
Oh God, where do I start? My life feels like a ball of stress. No, you're right there. I think not all stress is bad. In fact, I was chatting to Mark before this, and I actually like being in a state of stressfulness. I feel like it makes me work harder, pushes me to deadlines.
Hello.
Just told him to refresh.
Here we go. We're back. Are we back? I think we're back. Sorry, Adam. There's some stress for your internet connections.
I didn't know what was going on then.
I don't know. I just dropped out. Occasionally that happens. It hasn't happened for weeks. Oh my God. Jeez, we're getting stressed.
Hello.
Hopefully that'll be it now. Right. Go on, Adam. I think it might be you. As soon as you mention stress, it breaks. But let's see. Let's try again. Last try before I just throw the towel in.
What stresses do I have in my life? Basically, I think was the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
and that you enjoy being in a state of stress.
Yeah. So yeah, only to a certain degree, right? Like, yeah, that was it. So I kind of try and artificially create a level of stress by making my to-do list bigger than what I can actually achieve in a day, for example. So then I'm forced to get it done. If my to-do list was one item, and I put it off all day, for example, I don't feel stressed about getting it done. In terms of what stresses I have, I mean, I've got stresses about my own website, similar to everyone here, and the concerns they have about Google and losing traffic, and am I doing enough, and when should I sell a site? Should I be writing more content? What should I be doing? Like, I've got all those kinds of stresses on my personal portfolio side of things. We've got the business stress, the stress of running an agency with 150 employees. I mean, that's pretty stressful. We've got layers of management in now, which helps tremendously, but it's still stressful. There's still things that come up almost daily that's stressful. And then we just moved our family to another country, which has been pretty stressful. We've had to arrange accommodation and transport and make sure that we don't know anyone here. Like, the three of us living together for 7 months without family and friends, and we're going to be under each other's skin for the next 7 months, 7 weeks basically. So, I mean, stress is coming at you from left, right, and centre. And I think everyone's has these, not these specific stresses, but life stresses and work stresses and relationship stresses and all these kinds of stresses that merge together. You just got to try and make sure they don't overcome you, I think.
Yeah, I guess that's the key, isn't it? Not having too much stress that it makes you unhealthy in any particular way. A lot of the stresses, though, that you've mentioned, they're all kind of self-inflicted, aren't they? Especially, I think, when you do work for yourself, you create your own stress because you've got no one else doing it for you. It's all governed by your own choices. Yeah, I think, is someone getting messages? Adam, I'm looking at you. Keep getting this. I don't know.
Oh, that's Adam's phone on his table, I think.
Well, I'll take it off the table. I'm conscious I'm not even touching the table. My phone is now on my lap.
Yeah, you're quite popular. You must have had about 4 or 5 messages in the last 5 minutes.
Emails, stressful emails they are, Alex. That's stress in the form of an email.
So before we go on to Mark, so how do you manage all that stress? Is there any techniques or anything that you do to try and keep the stress under control, keep it at a manageable, motivating level?
Oh, we lost Adam.
Oh, I thought you said Mark, but yeah.
No, I'll come to Mark in a minute. Adam, I was going to just before we move on to Mark. Yeah, how do you manage all that?
Yeah, no, I do. And the biggest one for me, and Mark will attest to this, is if I'm fine being stressed most of the time, unless I'm tired. And if I'm tired and stressed, oh my god, I'm
not a good combination.
No, I'm grumpy. I'm a bit argumentative. I'm not very agreeable. So, yeah, to name a few things. So
what happens if you're also hungry?
Oh my god, that's the deadly
trio of doom. Yeah.
So yeah, a big thing for me is just making sure that I get enough sleep. To be honest.
Yeah.
And
that definitely has a big effect on it. Yeah, you're right about moving country and everything. That is a complete stressful thing. Although I find a lot of stress is all in the mind, isn't it? It's like worrying about what's going to happen, what might happen, this kind of thing. And then actually when you get to the now of it and the reality of it, it's not always that bad. I think, to-do lists and things like that and setting yourself tasks and targets and things you want to achieve, that can then create stress for you because you're missing your own targets or your own deadlines. You're not completing your own to-do lists. But of course, that can easily be managed by just saying, look, I set those targets. I set those to-do lists. If I don't do them, then that's my fault and I don't need to be stressed about it. I'll do them tomorrow or whatever.
That is, I feel like there's got to be a healthy balance between being stressed and moving forward with your goals. Because if you were never stressed about achieving your goals, then probably never going to get there. Like I could put everything off on my to-do list till tomorrow and say, well, I wrote it, therefore I don't have to do them today. But if they don't get done, then I'm not moving closer towards my goals.
Yeah.
I think there's got to be that balance between
of course
stress and moving forwards.
But how do you feel when you don't complete that to-do list at the end of the day? When you for whatever reason something's come up and it's distracted you and you've not been able to complete your to-do list, are you then a grumpy old sod for the rest of the day, or what do you do?
No, not really. I don't think I don't know. That's a good point actually. Yeah. I'm stressed throughout the day to make sure it gets done. But if I don't achieve it, then I don't beat myself up about it. I don't think. I just add it to the next.
You've got to try and stay positive and move forward. All right, let's go to Mark. What stresses have you got going on at the moment, and how are you dealing with them?
Same sort of thing. I mean, I love the way Adam talks to me like I'm his wife or something. Mark will testify. I'm grumpy.
Oh yeah, when he's tired.
Yeah. But
I want to speak to you more than my wife, to be honest, Mark. I looked at our text message the other day on WhatsApp. She's like, "Whoa, how do you text Mark so much?" I'm like, "Because we live on the other side of the country, run a business together. That's why I text him more than you."
Oh yeah, you can look at the stats, can't you? Yeah, that'd be scary to look at that actually. But yeah, no, So obviously running the business is the same with Adam. So I've got 3 young kids. They're quite stressful at times when it comes to them just living. They're just being children, but it's quite stressful being a parent sometimes, and stressful looking after them, but stressful making sure they're okay. I think it's stressful. We talk about being stressed about work and doing things, but it's I think the underlying stress comes. You've got a family to kind of support and look after as well, which is always kind of, if I don't do the work, then that's the consequences that they're not looked after. There's my house has just fallen through again, so I'm not moving again now. So at the moment,
that's stress. Yeah,
that's annoying. It's just more annoying than anything. But so I think there's but I think you're right in saying that. People hate it when you say this, and I used to hate when people say this, but I've actually managed to get it to work a bit recently. In that, people say, "No, it's up to you the way you think about things. It's up to you if you're going to be stressed about that. It's up to you. you don't have to always think that way. And I think I was alluding to what you say when you take a step back. Actually, it's not as bad as you think, but it can feel really stressful in the moment. But then when you sort of pimp out, well, why is it stressing me out? And actually address that and think, actually, it's meaningless. Actually, there's no reason why that should be stressing me out. So I'm not. And actually thinking about it a little bit differently can help, I think.
Yeah, for sure. Because we actually titled this one "Dealing with Stress and Anxiety," which I think are closely tied together. Anxiety is kind of like worrying, isn't it? But at a slightly deeper level, and yeah, and that's all to do with how you're thinking and the kind of thoughts that you're having about the future generally, or possibly the past. Very rarely the now. It's you're worrying about things that might happen or things that have happened, and it's trying to stop those thoughts and control those thoughts. Which is all that stuff is easier said than done. And you said that a lot of people get annoyed when people just say, "Oh, just don't think about it or snap out of it or whatever." It's not always.
Well, I think that's the wrong thing to say. Yeah, it's like snap out of it. I think it's hard then.
Yeah,
but
that
actually,
makes it worse.
That makes it worse. Yeah, because you're not taking it seriously, but having some tools to be able to snap out of it yourself without having someone to say just to snap out of it. Because you think, well, how do I snap out of it? But actually,
yeah, good question. How do you snap out of it? Have you got any techniques? I know, and I think you do as well. Just like stepping out, going for a walk, half an hour, getting some fresh air, not looking at your phone, clearing your mind can really help.
Yeah.
Anything else that you would?
Yeah, I have a bunch of things that I guess I do now. And I am still pretty bad at managing this, but I'm better than I used to be. So I do have a walk before my legs start messing about. I have a walk every day before work. So do an hour every day, and that really helps. I find that, but stress can be caused by like a bit of chaos in your life. So if you've got like loads of things going on all at the same time, I try to like focus. If I've got some work to do, I try to just focus on that one task. Close down email so I don't get emails like popping up at the same time and Slack messages or whatever. I try and go, right, I'm just focusing on this for this next hour. Like this is going to get all of my time, because I think it can be stressful because you can feel like you're getting nowhere when you're trying to juggle everything. Yeah. So I think just taking control of things a little bit can help manage that. We just last week, I went to Brighton on my own without the kids, without the wife. It was my wife's idea, and actually that just really helped, because I think you could get so caught up in your own little bubble of life that you can become stressed in there. Like taking that step out and just being away, and I had no responsibilities for like 3 days or something, where I just walked around.
Well, this is stressful.
Is that like 4 times? Is that now?
3 times.
3 times.
Yeah. I think we're back. I don't know what's happening, unless my son's downstairs downloading things on his Switch or something. I don't know. I think we're back. We've lost Adam.
Was Adam?
Karen, you were saying,
yes. Sorry,
dealing with the stress.
Yeah, so I mean, I think just having some time to myself actually put things in perspective a bit. So I think actually taking that time out, however you can do it, to step away for a little while helped give some like perspective. For me, kind of worked quite well. So I think one thing, the other thing, I kind of refused to believe, and actually throughout COVID as well, is that I didn't really feel like I needed to connect to people too much. I felt like as long as I'm here doing my work, that's all I really need. I wasn't really feeling like I was that much of a social person. Some people just felt terrified in COVID because they just needed to connect with people every single day. I don't think I need that. But I've come to realize that actually since COVID and after, and even throughout COVID, I wasn't worried about it. But after, now I'm meeting up with people again, it does make you feel better, actually, more than I thought. Actually meeting up with people and having that connection with people, it definitely makes a difference, which I just didn't really accept as being a truth before after COVID, really. So,
yeah, definitely meeting people, sharing, talking certainly helps. Carl, you might need to just adjust your quality settings, the little cog. The bit rate here is excellent, apart from when it cuts out. Has it cut out again?
Nope.
No, it's okay.
Oh, okay. I thought I just cursed it.
No.
Right, let's have a look.
Right here.
Yeah. Let's have a look at what people have been saying before I completely throw the towel in with this technology. It should have been Doug this week hosting. That's why it's not working. If you don't get it done, the list just gets longer. That's true. AI content hacker. I keep a fish tank, take a cup of tea, sit and think of nothing. Well, that's easier said than I think that's what you mean. Nog ting.
How can you think of nothing? That's quite hard unless you're meditating, I suppose.
I think of nothing thing though. I mean, one of the other ways I've been dealing with stress, and kind of we had in our latest team meetup, we had a lady come and teach us all about yoga and mindfulness, but I'd already seen her beforehand, and like I used to be. We talked earlier about getting a good night's sleep and how terrible I am if I don't, but sometimes I'd go to bed and I'd lie in bed and I couldn't switch off, or my brain would be working overtime. But doing this yoga, and it's like this type of yoga she calls nidra yoga, where you basically it's like to relax your body. And anytime I feel like I can't switch off when I go into bed now, I do this. It's only like 15 minutes of nidra yoga, and it's awesome. Like I fall asleep straight away. I'd listen to get it on YouTube, like a free one, and put it by my head. And honestly, I can't remember any time where I've got through the full 15 minutes without falling asleep. I've woke up plenty of times, like an hour later, and YouTube is playing some random rubbish. I'm like, what the hell is that? Playing by my head. But I can't remember getting to the end of it once, and that's been a big change in terms of switching off at the end of the day, which helps me get a good night's sleep, which helps me manage my stress better.
That's interesting. You have to check that out. You have to share that link in the chat, maybe, to that video.
Yeah, well, the video, there's loads of them out there. You have to find one where you like the voice. It's basically like someone speaking and guiding you through it and telling you to breathe special ways and feel your hands relaxing and all that kind of stuff. And I tried loads and I just couldn't get on with the voice, and I found one voice. I was like, oh, this is great. But I spoke to a couple of people and they don't like the same voice. So you've got to find the voice that you like, basically, to help you relax.
Okay. And what was it called again? What was it called?
Nidra yoga.
Nidra yoga. Okay.
Nidra, just how you say it, basically.
Nidra. Okay. Zach says the weekend is a huge stress reliever for employed people. As solopreneurs, we have the ability to take days off when we need to, but many of us don't. Very true, Zach. When you say stress reliever for employed people, basically people just get drunk at the weekend to try and forget about the week, don't they? And then by the time Sunday night comes around, they feel terrible and they feel even more stressed.
It's very different stress, isn't it? Being employed and not being your own person.
Yeah, because someone else is setting your task list and your goals and targets, aren't they?
Well, you're more stressed about money when it's your own thing. When it's someone else and you guarantee the pay packet, you're just stressed about your job and the to-do list. Also, maybe stressed about that you're only getting so far. You're not getting. It's just more of an underlying stress, isn't it? Of like,
yeah, I was always stressed about money when I worked for someone. I never had enough money when I worked for someone.
Yeah, I guess
did you not find that? I was always living in my overdraft and just skint to the bone, and the pay packet would never last past the first week or two of the month, and then the rest of the month was just horrendous. And that was even when I was working in London earning tons of money. I'd always managed to spend it. I was particularly bad with money back then. And then you've only got that one income stream, that one that comes at the end of the month, so you have to wait, and yeah, it was very stressful. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Is it more or less stressful being an employee?
I think
it's just different stresses.
Hmm.
Number one tip: switch on Do Not Disturb. Says Phil. That's a good one. Yeah, YouTube needs a sleep timer. Says
just on Phil's one, because I've flitted through this numerous times where sometimes I put my phone on and me and my wife will agree, like we need a couple of days out where we just have our time. We put our phones on, Do Not Disturb, and we leave them in the kitchen, for example, and I'll work for some time. But then actually doing that can cause me to be even more stressed, because I'm thinking, what if something important comes through and I don't know about it? What if what if something happens and I need to act on it right away? And then I start thinking, oh my God, I need to go and check now because it's on Do Not Disturb. And I found myself going and looking at it, thinking, "Oh, nothing's happening," and put it back, and I can last an hour or two, and then I think, "Oh my god, what if
You get
something's
some
happened?"
serious like FOMO coming on.
Yeah. So it's a good tip, but even that takes time. Even that takes training, I think, to be able to actually put it on and then leave it on and not go back and check it every couple of hours just to see what's going on.
Yeah. So it can actually create more stress. Daniel says meditation has been a lifesaver for me. There's a lot of people that swear by meditation. I've never really got into it.
I never
Which
really
one's better?
until we did this. We had this free session with this lady, and yeah, it was great. And we've been doing it ever since, pretty much.
Well, she came to our team. She came to our team meeting, didn't she? Is that the same
Yeah, I
one?
was that yeah, I was that impressed. We invited her to our team meeting to speak to our team about how to relax and how to do meditation, how to do breathing exercises and stuff. So yeah,
Sounds good. Yeah, what was it called again? Let me just make a note.
NEDRA, was it?
Nidra, N-I...
Nidra, Nidra, yeah.
I missed the
Nidra
team
yoga
meeting,
or
so-
Nidra meditation?
I think both really. I think yoga need Nidra
Oh, it's
yoga.
NIDRA, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, Ni.
So it should be Nidra.
Yeah, it should be Nidra.
Although I like your Spanish because the Spanish pronounce an I as an E, so that it would be Nidra.
Yeah, I've been saying Nidra forever until I moved here, so it's.
Yeah, the Spanish is coming in pretty quick. Hello, Baz. I've got a Spanish lesson after the stream, actually. I've got to do my homework, actually. I forgot. Oh, God. Better get that done. Got to do a picture of the face and label everything up.
Should we just do it now with you?
Can do. Ockers, eyes. Boca, mouth. Oecas, ears, is it? I don't know what eyebrows and stuff is, so I'll have to look something up. Wish you could do calligraphy, such an amazing skill to have. It is an amazing skill. I'm not sure how useful it is unless you're a professional calligraphist.
Oh, unless you want to grow a following on TikTok, I see loads of people on there doing videos of calligraphy, and they've got millions of followers.
I think it's talking about stress relief, isn't he?
Yeah,
So
I bet it is quite. Well, things like painting and music and any kind of artistic endeavor, I believe, is very good for the mind and soul. I think just creating things in general is good, isn't it? That's the great thing about when you have your own business and you do create and achieve something. That gives you a great feeling of elation and satisfaction, doesn't it?
Yeah, with Sue there on white noise as well. I think that's what I've definitely used in the past as well. It's just like have wave sounds or a fan. Yeah.
Yeah. I used to use it mainly to get the babies to sleep. Sam particularly loved a bit of white noise to go to sleep to.
My wife's just texted me something stressful down on the beach. Someone's shit in the sea apparently, in the little cove.
No, welcome to Spain. I hope that was a small child and not.
It must be. She says they're coming back now to the room for a bit, coming back to the apartment for a bit.
How bad was it? The whole beach.
The whole cove has to be evacuated.
I'm just thinking like Kevin and Perry style now, where he's in the sea.
Oh God, yeah. Well, that's showing your age there with that movie reference, aren't you?
Oh,
Kevin and Perry. The In-Betweeners, there was also, I think it was In-Betweeners 2, wasn't there? The water slide. That was a good one. But that happens everywhere. I remember being at Centre Parks and they had to close the pool for that reason as well. Like, the whole team came in to disinfect the area. Jesus, this stream's taken an interesting turn. You know, the Mediterranean is like the third dirtiest ocean or sea in the whole world.
Well, it's even dirtier now.
Yeah, maybe it's moved up to number 2.
Is it? I didn't know that.
I love that comment. Nothing says stress-free lifestyle like crapping in the sea. Imagine it was an adult. I can't be bothered to get out. I'm just going to go in the sea. That's how stress-free.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, it's fine to have a little wee in the sea. No one worries about that. I mean, that's taking it a step too far, though. Baz says, having struggled a lot in recent years with mental health, I'm guessing. Having had support to manage has done wonders. I also have Rain Noise app. We've just mentioned that, yeah. Noise apps are good. Thing with the fan on, as Sue said. Wow. Just putting the fan on made a big difference. Daniel's also making a Kevin and Perry go large reference. How are we getting on with the likes? We need 50 likes for a giveaway. Let me just check where we are. 50 likes. We're on 32. A bit of horn to rally the troops because we're going to do the giveaway in about 10 minutes' time.
18 more likes and we'll cut off the internet again.
Yeah. So before we do finish, have you got anything else to add about stress and managing stress and yeah, anything really on that? Any tips? Any more tips or ideas?
I guess just going back to kind of what I said earlier is that a little bit of stress in your life is good. Like I don't think anybody should be trying to reduce all stress from their life. Yeah, I think
because if you are too comfortable, it does stop you moving forward at any particular rate, doesn't it?
Depends on something how motivated you are. If you can move forward by just being motivated by something, I guess you could do it without stress. But
stress is a great motivator, I guess, as we've kind of touched on. You know, there's nothing more motivating than when you've got bills to pay, mortgages to pay, food to put on the table, kids to look after.
Yeah,
that level of stress can really kind of push you forward. But yeah, it can also stop you doing things. I mean, a lot of people I know, they build up again stress in their mind, thinking about the future, and that can stop them starting anything. Like people don't. A lot of people don't start a business for themselves or do their own things because they're worried about like tax or doing your own accounts, and that can like bring on this artificial stress, and it's all in your mind, and it can stop you from taking action.
Stress for long enough to get. Go ahead, Adam. Sorry.
No, I was just going to ask Alex what stresses he has because I think you've engineered your life to have as little stress as possible right now.
Yeah, and I'm not saying that's pretty good. I don't maybe produce as much as I should or could or would. I don't know. No, I do try and minimize stress, but life will still present stress. So at the moment, the dog's not been well, so that's quite stressful, especially. Oh God, that rug's never going to be the same downstairs. Go back round to poop again. And then the kids are very stressful. Sometimes my son, in particular, he doesn't really like Spain, which is a problem. That brings a lot of stress. It's too hot here, it's too hot, and that kind of thing. So yeah, they're stresses that you can't really do much about. I mean, you do your best to manage them, but you just can't eliminate stress. You just have to try and deal with it and manage it the best way you can. I think. I do try and remove as much stress as I can, and I'm not so committed to my to-do list as you guys for sure. But then you have a whole company with employees and stuff that depend on you, so you have to be more committed. Whereas I'm quite happy to put something off till tomorrow, in a Spanish kind of mañana kind of way.
I think just being more healthy in general can help. That's something we haven't really touched on, like healthy eating, feeling healthier, like being physically healthier. I think all of those things. Whenever I get to a point where I'm feeling like I'm doing enough exercise and eating well, I just generally feel better in my body and mind. I don't know if that's because of the food I'm eating, but I think psychologically as well. It's like I feel like I'm looking after myself. But I think sometimes you get so caught up in the to-do list that you just neglect yourself. That's the first thing that goes for me, for sure. And I think just eating and exercising, eating better and exercising definitely, I think helps me feel less stressed as well.
Yeah, for sure. I found that I ate worse, had a much poorer diet when I was working for someone else, because I was often, putting in longer hours, skipping lunches, or just grabbing some crap on the way for to work.
Yeah,
and definitely eating well and not drinking so much certainly helps. You think like alcohol and things is a good stress relief tool, but it's actually creates more stress, especially the next day, because you've got a more cloudy head and you feel a bit rough, you feel more tired, and sleep we've already touched on as well, I think is very important. Although I'm particularly bad at sleeping when I should.
Get a
Need
bit too
some
late, huh?
yoga in your life.
Baz says shiny object syndrome. Launching a blog or product, getting bored and moving on to the next shiny object, not really achieving anything. Vicious cycle can leave you feeling down.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it's because I think touching on what I said earlier that when you do start to achieve something and complete something and create something that actually starts to work, that can be very satisfying. And we all get caught up in the excitement of new things and launching new stuff, but it's better to kind of. Are you still there?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's better to follow
Adam
through.
just managed to keep really still. Adam, you're really good at keeping still.
Yeah,
It's 'cause
that
your
freaks me
desk.
out when you do that.
I'll just
Yeah.
stop it.
Sue says, did anyone mention gaming to relieve stress? It's one of my go-tos. What games are you playing, Sue?
I don't play games, but I watch people play games, which is an interesting dynamic. One of my favorite childhood games was Command and Conquer. Do you remember those Command and Conquer
I
series games?
loved Command and Conquer. Red Alert was I think, probably my favorite. But yeah, the original was fantastic. I remember, this is showing my age again, that I love the game so much, and this was before the internet. The first Command and Conquer came out, so if you wanted to have like a multiplayer game, my friend would come around with their PC and like set it up in the other room, and then I had a really long serial cable, and you connect it into the serial ports and have a little or a LAN cable, have a little LAN game of Command and Conquer. That you can't beat it. So what? You're watching people playing Command and Conquer?
Yeah, one of the later ones, Command and Conquer Generals to be specific. And I've got a game on my laptop, so I thought I'd get the game. And then I realized very quickly that I'm actually rubbish at it these days, and I much prefer watching like the pro players play at the high level.
There's pro Command and Conquer players. Wow.
There's a World Series. There's everything. I mean, it's a very small community, but they do have a World Series and all kinds of stuff. One of my favorite streamers is a guy called Dominator. Got a couple of million views on his channel, 20, 30,000 subscribers. So nothing massive over the course of years, but
what a name, Dominator! Wow,
love it.
I'm going to check him.
I get my son into it as well now. He doesn't even know what's going on. He just knows what colours are fighting. He's like, is red fighting green? I'm like, yeah, come on.
I love that you'd get a big, I don't know, a squad of mammoth tanks and just attack. I mean, you spend a lot of time just building your base when you're laying everything out. So, is there no current version of Command and Conquer? Can you not get it for the iPad or something? Or it sounds like it would make a perfect mobile game.
There's an up-to-date one. I mean, the official latest one was like years ago, and the guy on the channel keeps like reviewing other RTS games which are supposed to be similar to Command and Conquer, but they're all crap. Everyone just goes back to playing Command and Conquer because none of them are as good.
Wow, I remember the similar time there was StarCraft. Was it? That was quite good. A similar sort of RTS thing. Was it StarCraft?
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's Age of Empires as well.
I never did Age of Empires. That seemed too much.
Total War as well. Do you play that? Anybody play that one?
Total War, yeah, that had good graphics. That one, didn't it?
Yeah, that was cool because you play RTS and then you could go in and to the battles then and fight on the battlefield.
Yeah, that took it to the next level. It became like a first-person game then.
But anyway, yeah, that's what I don't play games, but I like to watch them.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people can't get their head around people watching games, people playing computer games. But then we've been watching people play sports for many years. That's normal. It's normal to watch people play football. So in theory, why not watch them play Command and Conquer?
Yeah, it's a competitive sport, isn't it? So.
E-games is massive as well, isn't it? Like the prizes for e-game competitions.
Yeah, millions.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons is what Tim likes to play. I never played Dungeons and Dragons. Did you used to play similar games, board games like that though, from like Games Workshop, those kind of geeky games. Check out the Real Civil Engineer on YouTube. Funny and childish. That sounds interesting.
What about The Sims? Why don't we all just play The Sims and then cast all our stresses onto our sim life.
But then
We
you
can
start
make
getting stressed about them because they need feeding and maintenance, and you're adding more people to look after. It's like getting a Tamagotchi or something.
Oh, yeah.
but stress they were, weren't they? Tamagotchi. What if you
20
forget to
minutes
feed it?
a fortnight a day, says Bazzadev. I don't play Fortnite anymore. That's far too sweaty. Play okay. Sue plays RDR2. Fallout. I don't know what RDR2. What's RDR2? Fallout 4. And Phil Gibbons and I just recently got me into playing Destiny 2 on PlayStation 4. My daily games and mobile games: Clash Royale, World War Do. Wow, lots of games from Sue. I'm surprised you managed to get so much work done for me at the same time.
Oh, Red Dead Redemption. That's
Red Dead Redemption. Oh, these kind of open world where you can just walk around and murder people to your heart's content. It's great stress relief, I guess. I like gaming. I only play Apex Legends. Is the only game that I play. I've completely hooked since it came out 2 or 3 years ago. But that can send me either way because it's quite a competitive game, and you're playing with 60 other real people. Sometimes you play well, sometimes you don't. If you're not playing well, that can make you more stressed, or if your teammates are not very good and just end up shouting at the microphone, he's one shot, what are you doing, that kind of thing.
You end up arguing with the kids on there as well.
Yeah, well, I do play with my son sometimes. He plays Fortnite a lot. Another stress recently, his Nintendo Switch is broken, and I'm trying to get it fixed with the guy up the road, and it's not gone well. But I seem to have nearly fixed it with some tape and some other bits and bobs. So it should be fine. Overwatch, I played that a little bit again with my son. He has that on his Switch. They're all good fun. So yeah, I think gaming can certainly help as long as it doesn't take over when you should be doing a bit of work. But when you play games, you're watching someone go around shooting things. So when I watch someone play video games, I'm watching someone watch something. It's just a step too far. Okay, you get into like a bit of a vortex there. Spencer's here, taking a weekly hike, even if it's just for an hour, has scientifically proven stress relief benefits. Yeah, for sure. Right, we're running out of time. Let's wrap up the stress talk then with a stress relieving giveaway. Oh, I know we haven't got enough likes, but what the hell? We've only got 38 viewers, so I think it's going to be a struggle to get 50 likes. Where is everyone? I've noticed this is a lot less than normal. I guess maybe it's the topic. I don't know.
Maybe they've dropped off.
Me out that we don't have 50 likes now.
Yeah, we can.
It could be because people didn't come back after the stream dropped off. Or it could be that Doug's the draw.
Yeah, that'll be it. It's because Doug, they've come on and they thought, oh, Doug's not on. What's the point? No, I think we peaked around 40. I don't know. It's not great. After Labor Day slacking. Oh. Is it time to comment for merch? It is. Say something in the chat right now. Let's get the wheel of names up with a slick transition to this computer. Here we are. Got my new Shure mic. Did you notice?
Oh, how is it?
It seems good. Recommended by Doug Cunnington, so it must be good.
Better than your Yeti.
Yeah, screw the Yeti. I think I mentioned it before, there's a whole website just against the Yetis. It's like an affiliate website, but it's an anti-affiliate site. It's just like all the reasons why the Yeti sucks, and then lists 2 other microphones that you should buy.
That's quite funny.
I thought it was a good microphone. Turns out it's not. Oh yeah, I was looking at Nidra. Here we go. I'll have to check that. Right, wheel of names. So yeah, you need to say something in the chat right now. Anything will do. You could win some fetching WP Eagle merch. Let's see. I needed a more clickbaity title to get the views up, maybe. Right. Not too many in, so I think you've got a good chance of winning. Especially if you manifest it. We all in? Jeremy, you're in. Bradley Spicer, you're in too. We ready? I think we're ready.
Go for it.
I want a lot of suspense. So what timer have we got this on here? That's perfect.
Oh, do you know what we really, to set the suspense level to the next level, is if we get everyone to comment at the start, and then we set this to an hour. Start
Just let it spin continuously.
Yeah, every now and again we come back to see where it's slowing down by.
Yeah, so unfortunately, the great plan, but you can only set it to 60 seconds maximum. But that would be a fantastic wheel of names. Maybe we need to get that developed. An hour-long wheel of names. Let's go. Daniel, 5 months of membership. Fantastic. Oh.
There's people out now watching this thinking, am I going to win or not? It's gone past my name when they come back round.
I think we're looking at Karen, or is it going to go to Mark? That would be weird.
I hope it's Karen now.
Congratulations, Karen.
Congratulations, Karen. If you drop me an email to eagle@wpeagle.com, we'll sort you out with some merch. If you want some clothing, obviously let me know your size, let me know your address, and we'll send you. I do have lady t-shirts if you'd prefer. But yes, drop me an email, we'll sort something out. What? Where have they gone? There they are.
Yeah.
More light. There we go. Right, it's that time. It's sad time. What would you like to end with? What have you got coming up for the rest of the week, or indeed next week?
Go for Mark.
Well, I guess still working on the data project.
Oh yeah.
Lots of data going into the data project. So that's still to come, but we're still hoping that's in the next week or so, two, right? So we're hoping we can have some stuff to share, so that'd be exciting.
We're looking forward to this.
Yeah. So if I guess if
better be good. You've been hyping it for weeks now.
I know. We have.
It is really good, to be fair. I think it's going to be good.
Good.
Just if you haven't heard of it, it's like we're getting around 5,000 sites together with. To give you an idea of how many articles you might need, what authority you might need in a particular niche to get a particular amount of traffic, and then we're kind of extrapolating out approximate like ad earnings from that to give you kind of a baseline earnings calculation, and then of course you can add on other income streams on top of that. But we're doing that to kind of give an answer to the question: how much do I need to invest to get $1,000 a month or something? So.
Okay.
Yeah, bring that together.
It's going to be good. It's going to be very good. Oh, Carl, I didn't see that super chat. Thank you. £5 from Carl. Thank you, everyone, for attending this afternoon's show. Especially huge thanks to Mark, Adam, and, of course, our Lord and Saviour, WP, although you're too kind. What are you after? Are you after something?
And our Building Empires event, really, is the only other thing. So building.empires.live. Got an event running January, February. Had one in June. You can check out the replays at the same URL.
Okay. Adam, anything to add?
No, we've got our live stream tomorrow, which is we're talking about our employee Eleanor. So she's our website investing specialist, but she also has her own website as well that she's been building up before she started with us, and continue to build while she's with us. So we're going to learn all about her and what she's been doing and how she does it. Because she's on our stream every week now doing the age domain teardowns. It's only kind of right that everyone knows a little bit more about Elena. So yeah, tomorrow is Elena, the road so far, basically.
Sounds interesting. Good. What time's that?
3 till 4.
3 p.m. UK, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Okay, well, I think that's it. I've got hopefully a little stream tomorrow afternoon, just a working stream. I've just got to see how the day goes. I'll post up when it is, if it is going to be on. And yeah, maybe we'll try and fix Dart Picks and see what we can do. I fixed the web core vitals by removing the featured image, by the way, like you suggested, Adam. But unfortunately, my traffic hasn't returned, so maybe it wasn't just that. So just before we go, just one very last question. If for some reason the bottom did fall out of this whole niche website industry, game, whatever we want to call it, what would you turn to? Just as an interesting question to end on. Adam.
I've not really thought about it, to be honest.
It's a bit of a deep, quick question at the end.
Yeah. What would be the first thing that springs to mind? Would you do something else online? Maybe turn to drop shipping or continue selling some sort of service on the internet? Or would you just do something completely different, like, I don't know, dolphin training?
No, I definitely still do something online, something to do with digital marketing. I mean, the skills are transferable across. You know, you can build an e-com site or an e-com brand or a SaaS business, or the skills are transferable. So I would definitely leverage that into what? I don't know. No idea. Maybe a SaaS or some kind of tool rather than a service-based business.
Yeah, that's definitely the way forward, I think. Okay, but yeah, you definitely stay online, and you wouldn't be too worried if you had to change direction, because the skills that you've developed so far could be applied to many things.
Yeah, exactly.
You got any thoughts on this, Mark?
Same answer. Basically, I wouldn't stray too far from what we're already doing. It's exactly the same answer.
So that's good. So I think a lot of people. I just wanted to kind of end on a positive note, though, because there are a lot of people out there. I can just sense the vibe that a lot of people are feeling down and a little bit disheartened by recent updates and just the niche website thing. But don't worry, you've learned a lot on the way, and if for whatever reason you do want to just knock the niche websites on the head, you could go on and do something else that's equally fantastic. But I think niche websites are here to stay, and I think there's still plenty of people right now that are doing really well with it. And if you've had a site that has been hit, then that's just one of many sites, and you can get more sites, you can build more sites, and you can continue. All right, well, good. Well, thanks for joining me, everyone. Thanks, Mark. I guess we're on your channel next week, are we?
At Doug's next week.
Doug. Okay, we can't wait to catch up with Doug next week. Good. All right, well, have a good day and a good week, and I'll see you next time.
Awesome.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Where I'm waving with this camera, I'm all over the shop.
I just got to find the button. Let's just transition out. Bye-bye.